Hello friends, welcome to Intuites.
Let's begin the class.
Okay, to answer your question, Nithi, what you are doing exactly? Tell me. I'll perform this activity and I will show you. Nithi, go ahead. What you are doing exactly? Hello.
Sorry,
I'm audible, guys.
sorry. No,
Yeah.
sorry. I was on mute. I was just speaking, but I was on mute. So what I did, I started creating a table, like
Okay.
just put any name of the table. Then what I did is like did the same thing, inserted like that, customer name and something you tried. So
Mm,
what happened? All the things like what you explained in the this, I did it. Then
mm,
I added in the table, I was inserting the detail. But what's
mm,
happening after
mm.
inserting the details? So what happened? My record duplicated. I might have executed one command twice, right? So like in the
That's fine.
result, that's
That's
fine,
fine.
right? Yeah, that's fine, right? But then I wanted to, like, for example, the same result that it
Mm.
my that character this two rows were duplicated in my table. So I tried. I thought, okay, I don't want this duplication. So I just tried to uh, 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 like I tried to delete that particular syntax.
I mean, delete the records.
Yeah, delete the record.
Not okay. So what happened then?
Then it didn't, because nothing happened. It stayed same. And that I deleted that, and again I executed the insert command. Again the rows added, but nothing has been deleted from there. And then it was a mess.
I got confused actually. Okay, so
I
your
know, right?
table have one A 10
Yeah.
to B 20. Then what you did?
So what
You deleted
happened?
both the records.
No. What happened in my table, that 1A10 came two times, like same row came two times.
You
Like,
inserted two times.
yeah, 2B20
Okay.
was there, but 1A10 came again two times, and then
But
below
you
that,
not come again. You inserted only. How it will not come automatically, right?
no, not exact, not by itself. Like, first insert command I used, then the
Hmm.
one row came, right? Then to enter another insert, I used the same, and then wanted to
That's
change.
what I'm saying. So it means that you inserted twice, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then
Then I wanted to remove this one, right? To 1810.
so delete where ID equals to one. It will be
Yeah.
deleted all the records. Then
But I only try to delete only one.
so you need to
And
put like this, right? I told you you need to put a query condition, right? Delete from
hmm.
the table name, whatever maybe where condition you need to put, right? Where it
Oh
equals
no,
to
I
one. Then
didn't put the where
so
condition.
if you not put where condition, everything will be deleted from the table.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So and one time that happened, that I created another table. There was
Hmm.
something happened. The my I don't know if the table hasn't saved or something, but it didn't come under the tables here. It should be there, right, in the tables. Once I create a table.
So you should check the table name properly where you are inserting exactly. If you follow the insert statement, it will come up there only. No variable. So your table name is, let's take XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
Then you are inserting into XYZ, then it will go. If you are inserting to some other table, how it will be reflected on the XYZ?
No. Table itself was not coming under the tables. That, under
Then
the.
then table got not created, or one scenario would be your database where you are connecting. How many database? So make sure that you are on the same context of the database. Here, just see this, okay? I am right now on the SQL data analyst. This is my database where if I create table, it will go here. Okay. Suppose I have selected something else. Then now if I create, this will go to this database rather than go to SQL data analyst. So you make sure that what's your source exactly where you are executing the code. So make sure that you are executing the code on your database which you created.
Hmm.
That could be one possibility.
Okay, yeah. I'll try now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. So let's discuss about today. Very important topic on the SQL, that is called the constraints. So the constraints are something like your rules and the protocols. Okay. So actually, if I compare it to real-time example of this constraints, right? So if you are working on a street or you are driving a car, right? So there are some rules, right? There are some rules you need to follow, right? So if you don't follow that rule, there could be chances of might be some problem with anything. What could be the reasons behind that? But we should follow some rules. Right? The same way, when you are defining the table, right? When you are creating the tables, you need to define some rules, right? That rules are nothing but in database is called your constraints. Okay, so there are different types of constraints I have in my database. So let's discuss one by one. So first is called not. Then I have another constraint called check. We'll discuss one by one. Default. Then your primary key. Then I have foreign keys. Then I have unique. Okay, so these are the 6 different types of constraints which you need to discuss, and we'll see how it can be helpful in designing of your tables. Fine. All right. So let's discuss one by one. So let me put it here, this, so that I can provide you the this one as well. So these are my constraints I want to. All right. So let's discuss first syntax. First constraint that is called your not. Let's try to create some table, very basic table we will create. Okay, create table demo underscore constraints, and I will take ID, integer, name, varchar. Am I audible properly?
Yes, Samir.
Yes, Samir.
That's great. So very basic table I'm taking up here, which is my create table demo constraint. I'm taking 3 columns: ID, name, and age. Let's execute this, and now try to insert some statements here. Okay. So let's try to insert into my demo constraints values. Let's take one. I say ABC, 23. It took it. It will take me. Let the first record is done. Select start from my demo underscore constraints. If I execute this, I will get one record. Right. So now the next record, let me introduce to the new record. So I will take 2. Then let's say XYG. Let's take 2060. Okay. If I enter, this will be the run. 2 records are there. Why that? Okay, I have done twice. That's fine. Now another one. Suppose I am inserting again, and in this case, I don't want to insert anything here. Okay, so I will tell null here. Okay. So now if I insert a null means what? Null means I'll discuss about null in a detail, but null, it's not 0. Okay, it's not a value. Null is like it's not, we don't know something. If you don't know something, that is called a null. Null is not defined. And just remember that null is never compared with the null as well. Okay, null is not equals to null is not equals to null. We never compare those two records. So in this case, what happened in the third record, I'm writing 1, 2, and 3. So what does it mean is that for certain, let's take for certain employee, this is the case, but that is not possible. In this case, let's take you are entering a data for the employees. Okay, so the first ID is nothing but your employee ID. This is name and there's age. So what you are seeing in this record is saying that I have an employee. Okay, so I have an employee. Let's take any name. We know his age. Let's say 34, but we don't have his employee ID. Okay. So if I want to insert this record, it will take that. Okay. It will say null, but this one. But just think once, is this a valid scenario? So we are working for a company. We know the employee name. We know the employee age. How it is possible that the employee should not have the ID? Is that possible?
No, not possible. Not
Not
possible.
possible. Not possible. So the problem is here in this case, where you are inserting the record for the employee ID, it is taking null. So there is no rule we set it up that when you are trying to insert any null records to the ID, there is no such rule we have. So it is allowing it. So for that, we need to set some rule. That's what the rules is coming. So not null, check, default, all these are the constraints. Okay. So what we will do now in this case, let me drop the table, drop table demo constraints. Question is clear, right? What I'm trying to do here in this case.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when I'm defining the integer, right? After defining the ID, the column name, then my data type, then I will define my constraints here. So I will define here not null while creating the tables. Okay. Now, if I execute this, the first record will go, no problem. Second record also will go, no problem. If I select here, I have why 2 is coming. I don't know, 2 times it's going there. Okay. But when you insert the last line where you are trying to putting a null here, it will violate. Okay. It's saying that cannot insert the value null into the column ID. Why? Because we define it as a not null. So at any cost, we need to define the value of the ID. Make sense? This part is clear?
Yes.
We are good on this. The first constraint, not null. Do you have any
Yeah.
question? Not null means whenever any column is defined with the not null, then that column should provide a value while inserting record. It can't be blank or it can't be null. We are good on this.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yes.
important. Okay, this is very important. Okay, now let's take the next example. Is for the check. So the check is something like it's a constraint where you can check some conditions. Okay, so suppose you have, let's take, just imagine that you have a driving license table. Okay, and inside the driving license table, I have a ID generated, the name of the person who is applying for the driving license, and the guy has having the age. So what should be the criteria for the age? It should be greater than 18, greater than equals to 18. Then only he will get the license. Correct? So suppose you are inserting something. In this case, let's take, I will give here null. Just imagine that this table which you are creating, it is a table of a driving license where ID is the generated by the number, name is nothing but the who is applying for the driving, and age is belong to that person. So when you are inserting this record, now I am putting a 34 age. Sorry, let's take, I'm putting a 14 age here. Now if I am inserting here, it is allowing me, right? So 14 record is allowing. But as per the standard of the driving license principle, this should be always greater than 18. And if you are inserting less than 18, then it should be say that, boss, you are not eligible for the driving license. Please enter more than 8. Don't you think so? That's correct.
Yes.
So yeah. So for that, let me drop again this table. I will start from here. So ID will be not null, and age here I will say age int. Then I will check. This is my second constraint. Okay. Check. I will say age is greater than equals to 8. Okay. This is the condition I am giving it. So see, there are two constraints now in my table. One is not null. You understand what is all about. Now I'm putting age as int. check. So it will check whether that entry where you are doing it, it should be greater than 18. Okay. So now let's execute this. And in this case, the first case, will be this inserted into my record as per the constraints.
Yes, it will
It
be
will be.
inserted.
It will be inserted. Okay. Okay. Now the second one,
No,
why no?
because its age is 16 and age should be greater than 18.
Right. Right. Exactly. So here you see the check constraint is getting violated here. Right. The error says that. Right. Column for the age, the check constraint is violated. It's not allowing me. Now here the last record.
That will also
Just
throw an error because ID is null and
correct.
we have
Now
given
you
a
understand.
condition not null.
Right. Now you understand. Okay. So
Yeah,
clear guys on this case.
yes.
Everybody is clear on this. So we have done the not null and the check. Okay. And let's see the default. Default is something like, so let me drop again and let's take, I have another column here, which is my date of joining, which is the date type. Okay. And I will say default, and we have a function called get date, right? Get date is something like, it's a function which will give you the current date and timestamp, right? So here what we are saying that the date of joining, which is a date type, and default is this one. It just means when you are trying to insert any record to this column, it will take it. And if you are not inserting any records to this particular column, then it will take the default date, whatever you define. Okay, let's see in action. So I have executed this. Now I should have entered the fourth column also here. So first is ABC, then 23. Then I'm inserting a record. Let's take 2023, 01 and 01. All right. The first record will go H per all the constraint is satisfying. So first, my ID is not null. My age is always greater than 18, and I have entered a date column here. Make sense? Yeah, we are good
Yes,
on this. Yeah. If I
yes,
inserted
yeah,
this,
yes.
it should give me both the records. Okay. Now the second one, suppose I'm running this. Will this work? Second record. The second
It
record
won't
will be
work.
inserted.
It won't work because it is giving, it has to be the default date.
No, I have
Oh,
given the date. That's
16,
fine.
age is there. Check age. Age is error.
Mhm. So age will be there, right?
Yeah.
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 So age is the error here. If you see, age is
So
the
what
error
is
here.
with the get date,
I
Samir?
coming to that. I am coming to
Okay,
that.
okay, okay.
Now I just follow up along with that. I'll do that. Now I'm giving another one. Okay. This record will work
That will also give an error.
for what region?
ID.
ID. ID is not done. Okay. You guys are good on this now. Okay. Fine. Now
Sir,
let me understand the get
yeah,
date.
sir, one doubt here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so for example, if we give uh, all values according to the constraints, like for example, one ABC 23, but
Hmm.
no date value is given.
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that one. So
Yeah.
I'm taking, yeah, I'm coming to that one. So let's see. Now let's take an age. I'm not giving any age here. So just like this. What do you think? I have four columns in my table. I'm
It will
inserting only for data for the three.
it will still take, but date value will be null.
Null. Okay. And others, what do you think?
It will
Sorry.
give an error because you have to give the number of whatever you in the parenthesis you pass, that many values you have to take.
Okay. What others? What about others answers? So here everything is satisfying. My ID is not null. This will not violate. My age is always greater than 18. That is also satisfying. There is no issue at all. Only thing is there is a extra column I have called the date of joining, which I'm not passing on while inserting the statement. So some is saying that it will allow, some saying that it will not throw an error. What do you think, guys? Others? Let's execute. Column name or supplied values doesn't meet the match definition. Absolutely right. Because when you are using this syntax and inside the parenthesis you are saying the values, I have four columns. Then I need to pass four values only, as long as we are doing that. So others, what I need to do? If I don't want to insert a date of joining, then to do another syntax, right? Last time I discussed that. What is that? We need to be specific on the columns, right? Here, I'll say ID, comma name, my age. Then in this case, it will work, right?
Yes.
Because I'm trying
Yes.
to insert three columns, I'm giving three values,
Three
and the fourth
values.
value will, and the column will be give the default as get date. Let's see. This will be done, and for
So
this
in this
record, at least
uh,
for
so
this
in this case,
record, yeah, let's
sorry, yeah.
for this
Yeah.
record, it will take the default date from my system automatically because we have a this. Make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
So we have done the not null, my check, and my default. These three are clear. Questions up to this three, and these are all. Again, I'm saying this is for your practice only and for your interview purposes. This is also will never allow you to create any kind of things because it is part of the creation of the table. And we as data engineer or when you enter the system, very rare we have a chance of creating the tables. Okay. Can you give me a second? I'll be back in a minute. Okay. All set for these three? Any questions on these three?
Got it. No doubt.
No doubt. Okay. Now let's discuss about the primary key, foreign key. But before to that, I want to discuss about the unique. So here, so if you say what are the records I have in my ID1, ABC, all these things. Now, again, I'm inserting some record, something like this. One record again, and say this one, insert it. So now if I insert this or select this statement, you see my record here. I have one record with employee ID 1 with the name of ABC, age is 23, and date of joining is this. Again, I have a one more record of ID 1. Is it possible? This two different employees with the same ID.
Not
Never possible,
possible.
right? Not possible. So here it is allowing me to insert the duplicates, right? Name can be duplicate, age can be duplicate, my date of join can be duplicated because same person can join in one day, and same person can have same age as well. And one scenario can be possible that yes, employee name also could be possible once in a while, but IDs should be different for each of them, right? IDs should not be duplicated. So here the problem is it is allowing me to duplicate the entries, right? So to avoid that, we can use unique. Okay, and we have a choice of primary key, foreign key. We'll see that the unique key. Unique key is something like how we can do the unique key. Let me drop again, and I will say instead of not null, I will say unique here in this case. ID, IND, and unique. Okay. Now rest of the things I'm keeping simple like that only. Now execute this. Table got created, and let's say the first record I have been set, 1 ABC. Now if I select my data, I have first record. Now if I insert one more record with the same 1, it will say the violation. It said cannot insert duplicate key in object. Right? Because already the ID is already 1 is already available. Okay? But it will not insert any duplicate entries to the ID. This makes sense?
Yes.
All are clear on this? Oh, we are good?
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting only one answer. Yes. What about others? How many persons we have right now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's understand. Now, the only characteristics of the unit, and this is an interview questions. You can note it down somewhere. Suppose it is not allowing me to 1 here. Already 1 is already available, so another time 1 is not allowing me because there is a duplicate entries. But instead of the 1, if I put null here, okay? Instead of the 1, I'm putting null. Then what happened? Let's see. 1 row got affected. So what happened? It is allowing the null here. Okay. So just remember, unique is a constraint. It will not allow the duplicates. That's fine. But it will allow null one time. One time. Because next time we can't put null because already null is present on my table. But one time it can allow the nulls. This is a very important feature of the unique. And to avoid this, what you can do? I don't want the duplicates and I don't want the nulls. Then what should I do? By seeing the all these constraint names, can you tell me what exactly I am to? Unique is nothing but it will not allow any duplicate entries to the table. But along with that, we saw that unique can allow null at one time. But along with the unique, I don't want to enter the nulls. Then what I'll do?
Write unique and not null.
Okay, so you want to combine both the constraints? Is it possible?
I don't know. I just.
Yeah, that's okay. Good observation. Anybody else? What exactly you want to do it in this case? Are you following me, everybody? Don't be on a silence.
Same, sir. Unique and not null. Or I can use primary key, I'm assuming.
Okay. So in this case, I can do. Let me drop this, and I can combine this two, unique, and I can say not null. This is possible. Okay. So two constraint I can combine. So let me create this, and if I insert now, this will allow. Now if I insert the null, it will throw an error because it will not allow null and even it will not allow duplicates. Got it? This combination, unique and your not null. All right. Any questions up to now?
No.
Okay. Now let's try and understand your primary key. Primary key is again the same feature, guys. Okay. It's like the feature which you are doing it unique and not null, same behavior, but along with a single primary key only. if you define a primary key, then it will inherit the features of uniqueness and it will not allow any null. But the only problem with the primary key is that in a table, let's remember, in a table, we'll have only one primary key. Okay. And other columns, suppose any other columns you want to put the feature or you want to put the characteristics just like your primary key, then rescue would be your unique and okay. So let's try to do that. You guys are there?
Yes, Sami.
Okay. Let's do that. So let's drop again this table. And instead of unique and not null, I can directly specify this as a primary key. Once you define the primary key, this is just like your unique and your not null. Exactly. Okay. Let's do that. Now, if I try to insert some records with one, it will allow. If we again try to insert a record of duplicate entries of Y, it will violate because primary key already there. Even it will not allow any null as well. Okay. So this is the feature of a primary. Make sense?
Yes.
And suppose, let me drop one more feature I want to just to show you. Now, if I want to create, suppose, let's take another record I have, email. Email, let's take var of, let's take 500. So one employee should be have a employee, sorry, email I have that I want to do it as a compulsory. I don't want, okay. So now suppose the email I want to, the same kind of features I want to give. So email should be not be duplicated and email should not be not null. Then suppose I can define, I want to define something like again the primary key. Then what happens is if I try to create this table, it will not say. It will say that cannot add multiple primary key constraints to a table. Okay. So in a table, it should be only one primary key. Okay. And the same behavior, if you want to execute, then I can say here like something like this. Unique. Not. This is the restriction we can define. Make sense here? Any questions up to here?
No questions.
So we are good with not null, check, default, primary key, and unique. Right? We are good.
Yeah.
Any doubt? Please let
No
me know
doubts.
now. No doubt. Okay. Now let's discuss about the foreign key. So for that, let me go down and try to create some basic tables. So here, let's take create table. I will say department underscore demo. In this one, I have, let's take my department ID as int. This is my primary key. I will define. Okay. Then I have my department name, which is nothing but my varchar 20. Not 100. This is my first table. Okay. Done. Now I'm inserting some records to this. Insert into my department underscore demo values. Let's take 10 departments. Then it is IT. First record got inserted. Next, I'm inserting the second record, which is my 20 records, which is nothing but my sales department. Alright. So now, let's start from my department underscore demo. So 10 is IT, 20 is your sales. Any questions up to here?
No.
We're good, right? Yeah.
Yes.
No,
So
Yes.
now, yeah, good. Now let's take I'm creating another table here, which is nothing but my create table employee underscore demo. Here I'm saying that employee ID is INT and it is primary key. On this table, it is primary key. Then employee name, I have my varchar of, let's take 100 again. Now in this one, I will say my department ID, equity ID, which department the employee belongs to. Okay. So here I will say INT. Okay. Now this is table got created. Right? And just think like this, two tables are interrelated. So the department, any employee, if I want to get the department information, I will go here and I can get that, okay, IT is 10 department and sales is the department who is 20. And if you want to get the employee information, I will get it from here. And I can say which employee is part of which department. Right? Let's insert some records. Insert into my employee demo. And let's take the values. So I will insert a name. Let's take B and but not ID first. Let's take one Ravi and let's say it belongs to 10 department. Okay. If I insert it, execute it, it's fine. Now next record. Let's take this primary key. So I want to be the uniqueness here. Let's say is part of 20 department. Okay. Now let's try and understand. Let me execute both the statements here. So department underscore my demo, select star from my employee underscore demo. Okay. So these two record, these two select statement I'm executing at one go. Just think. Okay. If I ask you what is the department number of sales, which table you will refer and what is the answer?
Department demo we will take to find which
Take and
numbers.
which number is that?
Mm.
Okay. And suppose if I ask you what is the which department Ravi belongs to, then
We take the employment
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
okay. And you can say that 10 is nothing but IT, right?
IT.
So
Yeah.
Ravi is belong to IT department and Samir is belong to sales department. Got it? This point. Up to
Yes.
now it is clear, right? Okay. Anybody have any questions on this one?
No questions. No.
No questions. Now let's try to enter one record to my employee demo. Here I'm saying that the third employee is Ajay and he belongs to 40 departments. Inserted. Now try to understand the scenario. What is the problem you are having? Now, if I ask you the question, which department Ajay belongs to?
It is not defined.
It's not defined. Right? It is not defined on the department table,
Yes.
and we are entering the data into the employee, which is really wrong, right?
Wrong.
Because
Yeah.
we don't have a department and we are inserting the record for that employee. This is a wrong case, right? So here what happened is this department ID on my department demo is a primary key, and this is normal keys only. So here there is no relationship between this and this when you are talking about these two tables. So it is not checking the values which are there on the department ID on the department demo table. It is not checking. It is just randomly picking up. So whenever you are giving 40, it's just entering to the employee table. It is not checking that 40 value whether I have any department available or not available. That is not at all checked. Is it the correct statement? This makes sense? Guys, this is
Yes.
very important to understand. So suppose you are entering a department 40, 50, 60, 70. So it is not going to the department table where we are entering all the department ID. It is not checking that value. It is randomly picking out. But the ideal scenario should be whenever you are inserting any department ID to the employee table, it should check whether that value present in the department table or not. If it is there, then it will allow. If it is not there, it should not allow. Make sense?
Yeah.
So that thing is called your primary key and your foreign key relationship. So here the department ID of your department table is a primary key and the department ID in the employee table is a foreign key. Foreign key is something like which will refer to the values of the primary key from the other tables, and whatever the values there present on the primary key or on the table, it will allow those value into the entries when you are inserting the records. Okay, so here how we can define the foreign key here. Let's see. So I want to drop the first my employee demo table because that will not work in this case. Employee underscore demo. I want to just drop it first. Now, when I'm creating the employee demo table, employee ID is nothing but a primary key, but this department ID, right? I need to define as a foreign key. This is another constraint. Foreign key. Then I need to give a syntax called references. It will should refer to a particular table and particular column. So which this column refers to which column, which table? You should consider department
Department demo.
underscore demo
Demo.
and department ID.
Department ID.
So whenever you are inserting a record to the employee demo for this particular column, then it will refer to this table and this column. If it is present, then it will allow. This is called your foreign. Make sense? Let's run this. Nothing will be changed. Now let's try to enter the first record. It will allow because 10 is already there on my department table. Even if I insert the 20 record, it will allow. But when you try to insert the 40th record, will violate, will not allow. Because that entry is not at all present on my department. This 40 department is nowhere there. Once this 40 enter is into the department table, then only it will allow. Otherwise, make sense? We are good on this part.
Amir, can I ask a question?
Please go ahead.
Where we have given the foreign key, department ID, int, foreign key, references, department underscore demo, department ID. Now, if I have to make sure that both the attribute, the column value should be, the column name should be the same.
Column
Which
name should
foreign
not, no, column name should not be the same. Column name can be different, but their
it can
data
be
type should
different.
be, their data
It
type
should,
should be same.
okay, got it. So I can have any instead of department ID in employee demo, that value name can be different.
Correct. That
Got
can
it.
be different. No problem. No problem.
Just the data type should be maintained.
Correct. Makes sense. This is
Thank you, Samir.
yeah. This is clear. You should remember this. Okay. Foreign key, primary key, all this relationship you should understand that very clearly. Any questions? I'm just repeating any questions we have on the foreign key. No, right? Now this is about your constraints. So again, I'm repeating, not null is something like it will not allow any nulls. Check is something like it will check the conditions, any condition. Okay, it could be integer condition, it could be date condition, it will be string condition, any conditions. If you want to put it, it will check it. Default is something like you can define some default values over there, and if you are not entering the records for the particular column, then it will take the default value. Primary key is nothing but it's a unique and not null. In a table, it should be only one primary, right? And foreign key is there is no use of foreign key if I don't have any primary, because foreign key is always depending upon your primary, and foreign key values always look up for the primary key values, and whatever the values it is there on the primary key, that value it will be allowed inside your foreign key. Right? And unique is something like it will not allow the duplicates, but it will allow null one time, and if you don't allow that also, then you need to combine unique and not, and unique and not null feature is nothing but a primary. Okay, this is the summary of your constraints. Make sense? Okay. Now, very important thing, two things I want to discuss, that is on delay cascade and on delay. What does it mean? So now if you see here in this case, the employee demo and the department demo are interrelated to the primary key and foreign. Okay. Now let's see the select star from the employee. At any suppose somebody told you, can you just delete this record from the employee demo record? So where the employee ID equals to 2 or department equals to 20, doesn't matter. But I want to delete the record from where? From the employee demo. Let's do that first. So let's take delete from employee underscore demo where employee ID. What happened to this? What I have done wrong here, guys? Can anybody explain me? Syntax wise? One row got affected. How come? Seriously? One second, guys. Sorry for that. Let me, how it is possible? Did something wrong? Let me drop one more time this employee demo. And okay. I got it. Sorry, my mistake. So let me insert one more time, guys. Sorry for that. Let me introduce all this. I'm doing a wrong thing. But I'm not created anything. Now I have inserted this. Yeah. So now what I will do is that, so both the records are there. So now I have these two record I have. Now somebody asks you to delete because somebody told you that, okay, my IT department we are shutting down. So I want to delete the department ID where the IT is, something like department ID equals to 10 from my department team. So in this case, what happened? Normally, suppose in a table, right? If you want to delete it, so you'll say dpt underscore demo where dpt ID equals to. Normally, you will do like this, right? When you are entering some record, you are deleting some record from this table. Yes or no?
Yes.
But when in this case, what happens is, if you want to delete this, it will not allow. Why?
Because it is foreign key.
Yeah, because for this record, right, for this 10 records, I have some entry on my employee table. Unless until this record, first this record is not deleted, it will not allow to delete this record from the parent table. So it is just like the parent-child relationship. So department demo is my parent table, which is contain the primary information, and my employee demo is just my child information. I want to delete from the parent. So he's saying that you have some child on records on the employee. First delete that, then you come to the parent table, and that is possible. That is the scenario will happen in case of primary and your foreign key. Makes sense? First thing first, this is clear.
Yeah.
So to override this, so just think like, okay, this is fine in case of two tables. Suppose we are doing a demo for this and we have a very simple two tables are there. Okay, so in this case, two tables are available. We are doing it. Think like in a real time. We have n number of tables. How you will make sure that you have a choice, right? If you're deleting some record from the table, first table, and you will throw an error. That table joining to one more table. So how many times I need to go to the child and delete everything? Then I will come to my parent, I will delete it. In a real-time scenario, it is not possible. Correct? Correct, right? For to avoid this, what will you? To avoid this, you need to do. Let's just remember that this is not allowing you right now. So now what I do, I will first of all drop my foreign key table again, and while creating the table employee demo, no, after this line, I need to write one statement on delete. That's it. That's it. I need to enter. After your foreign key define is done, I need to write on delete cascade. And done. Now let's enter these two records. Now when I'm inserting, nothing is changing. Okay, same records, only thing is I have entered one more statement called on delete cascade. Now if I try to delete from my parent table, but when I equal to 10, it will allow now, because now we are saying that when you are entering from the parent, please delete it from the cascading. Whatever the next level of hierarchy, whatever it is referring into, delete everything. Then only it will allow. So this statement is very important. On delete cascade. Okay. Now if I go to my these two records, you see we have only 20 sales L2 and series. Make sense? Any questions? This is very important, guys. Okay, you need to understand this.
So, Samir,
Hmm.
you mean to say that, see, now over here we have just one or two records. So if I do it in a real time, all the details in that particular department gets deleted automatically.
Yes, from the child, because we are deleting from the parent.
Oh,
So it is just a concept. Delete,
okay,
update. Okay, it's a very costly thing in real time, and we never allowed to do that as well. Okay,
okay,
so it's
yeah,
a very, because we need to do so much analysis before deleting and updating anything.
yeah,
This is
get it.
our practice. We are doing it, but my question is that we should know the concept that if I have a record in my primary and that is related to using a foreign key in the child table, and I can't directly delete the record from the parent. It's not possible until when you define the child table and you are putting a statement called on delete cascade. If it is there, then once you delete some record from the parent table, then subsequently all the records will be deleted from the child. Otherwise, it will not allow. Got it? This makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's last one. On delete set null. Okay. So on delete set null is something like, so what is happening when you are inserting the 10 records? It is recording, deleting from the parent and recording from the child. In that case, the other way is that, okay, I want to delete the record from my parents, but when I am deleting from the child, I don't want to delete that record. Instead of that, for that department ID, I want to set as null. So what will happen in that case? We can say that, okay, I want to keep the records for the history records. So by seeing the nulls, I can identify, okay, these are the records, it was there previously, now it got deleted. Like that, some information also, we want to keep it in a table. So for that, what I need to do, let's do the drop again. And instead of on delete cascade, I will say on delete set null. Okay. Now I will do it and I will just enter some records. Again, it will not allow the 10. Why it will not allow the 10, guys? Can somebody tell me? This first record it will not allow the employee demo. Why?
Because that is already removed on
Deleted.
delete.
Correct. Primary key, foreign key. Just remember that, okay? So the next record I deleted, inserted. So now we have both the records. Now I want to delete the record from 20. Okay, deleted. Now if I say select chart from department demo, in this nothing will be there, but the second record, the child record, if you see, is stated as a null. Instead of deleting that records, it is setting as a null because of this one. Okay, this need more practice. Go through the recordings of this notes and everything. Constraints, primary foreign keys are very important. You should be like this. You should know, if I ask you one question, you should be properly answered, because this is very important. Okay, and I'm saying very frankly again, delete, update, all these things, this is more of a practice for us, because you are working on a demo database. Anything we can do, even the drop also. But in a real-time scenario, 98%, 99% chances is there, then we will not have a access to delete, update, drop, nothing. Should not have an access to that, anything. Only we will use but you should know all this concept where you are working on a database. Make sense?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let me first of all save this notes, underscore notes. Okay, and finally, now that's it for today.